Hey guys, Ridge Outdoors here. A little bit different video coming at you today. I'll be talking about my Stihl 025 chainsaw. This chainsaw was gifted to me for Christmas. It had a couple issues with it when I received it, specifically the brake handle. So I'll be replacing the brake handle today. This will be a simple, quick tutorial, so please follow along. So here's the Stihl 025 chainsaw, just the power head here. I removed the bar and chain for the sake of this video. I'm recording inside the house on the kitchen table on a piece of cardboard. So I'd like to point out on the Stihl 025, it's a red lever, which means it's an early production saw from what I've been told. So with that, it's hard to get parts for whatever reason. Parts do not fit this thing when you order them from the Stihl dealer, specifically this bushing. This saw did not come with a bushing when I received it. So the best way to get around this is to simply replace the whole brake handle assembly that comes with the new bushing. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Another issue I ran into is I bought a kit online for a tune-up. This kit came with, I guess, it's supposed to be an MS250 air filter, but it said it would work for the Stihl 025. Well, it works now, but I had to take a Dremel to the back of my plastic cover and remove all those plastic fins right there so I could get this cover to go back on. So I had to do a little bit of retrofitting to get it to work because the OEM air filter, which is pictured right here, this one's fine, I can continue to use it. However, they don't make them anymore. Obviously, once something happens to this air filter, I was gonna have to come up with something else either way, so this was my solution. And I'm not trying to complain, guys, I'm just explaining to you some of the issues I've ran into with this specific saw. So getting back to the point of this video, when removing the brake handle, you're gonna have a couple screws. So you're gonna flip the saw over right here. There's going to be a bushing and a screw here. Obviously it's missing right now. That's why I'm going to replace the brake handle. It's because I can't find one that fits my saw. So I'm just going to go with aftermarket. So after you remove that screw and that bushing, there's also two screws here, T27 and a T27. You'll have to remove those as well. This plate will come right off. Before you remove these two T27 screws, I'm going to take off this little bumper here. So just simply take a pick tool or whatever works best, flathead screwdriver, just work underneath it and take it right off. All right, now that you guys got those two screws removed, also the screw and the bushing on this side, you're just gonna simply take your pick tool and just pull it forward until it pops loose. All right, now you have access to all those goodies. Here's the back side of my cover. I'm gonna blow all of this off with the air gun. All right, so I got it all blown out, guys, wiped down a little bit. It certainly looks a lot better than what it was. Here's the back side of that cover I removed. Wiped it down as well after blowing it off. First thing you're gonna wanna do is take the spring off. So probably the best method is to grab the inside right here, pull towards yourself, and it'll come right off. So we got that spring off now. Next, I'm gonna grab a pick tool. I'm gonna reach in right here. I'm gonna grab this whole assembly here. All right, so that's out. You should be able to rotate it forward and pop that off as well. Next, we have a little clip right there we're gonna pop off. Just get up under it with your tool. Pry straight up. There you have it. Wiggle that guy off. Another little piece underneath that clip. So it looks like you're gonna have to stretch this out a little bit to get this whole thing to pop off, because obviously it's not gonna slide. This is just gonna keep hitting the side. So we're gonna have to stretch this a little bit and see if we can pop this whole thing off. Try the needle nose behind this, then we'll grab the flathead screwdriver behind this assembly. Press both of those, and it literally shoots off. All right, so I just typed in Stihl 025 brake handle, I think online. Everybody's favorite website, Amazon. This is what I got. So like I said, the issue on the OEM handle is that I couldn't find a bushing that fit in here. So this one came with a bushing and a screw. Now I know that bushing is going to fall right into there. So you're going to think it doesn't fit at first, but you need to stretch the heck out of this sucker. I got this all stretched out. I'm going to take this, poke it in there, I'm going to line it up with that hole in there. Then I'm going to line it up with this little rod over here as well. Once I get it over there, set it right down on that. So that's lined up. There's that little plastic piece on that spring. You're going to want to swivel that out of the way because it's going to want to catch. Once you get that out of the way, a little bit of downward pressure. That's on there. That's on there. You know it's in the correct orientation. That looks really good. These aftermarkets, they'll have plastic in there. So when you punch it through, it'll have little extra shavings of plastic. Just make sure you go ahead and peel those off and remove them. Start putting the rest of your parts on. I know this was under the clip, so I'll put that on there. Brake band. Make sure you orient it so it goes up underneath this arm. You can take needle nose. Make sure that goes back into its home. Press it all back in there. Next, we're going to want to put on this guy. So you'll sit it here, push this on underneath, then you'll line this one up and pop it on, just like that. Then we're going to take our little E-clip, get it back on there, take our needle nose, press it down till you hear it click. So now your clip is seated. So I think I made a little bit of a boo-boo. I'm just going to take this guy back off and I'm going to put it right back on. I think I can prevent myself from bending the heck out of this. I might be able to just start it on this arm. Let's see if it can be done. Yep. So I got it on the arm. And then I'm going to push everything back into place. All right, so I haven't straightened that out yet. I'm going to try to put the spring on next, and then I'm going to straighten that out once it has a little bit of tension on it. So I'm going to take my spring, same orientation as before. Get it behind that arm. Just grab the bottom of this loop here. Pull it straight back. And get the seat just like so. So the spring's back on. I'm going to go ahead and take my pliers here. That brake band arm, I'm going to go ahead and straighten it out. Check your needle nose. All right, it's not perfect. It certainly looks a lot better than what it was. So after you get all that on, obviously you want to test it before you start bolting things up completely. Spins freely. Now the sprocket's locked. Chain spinning on your bar. Chain's locked. So we know it's working well, it's cycling well. Everything looks good. Once we get that established, we can take our cover again, put it back in its home, grab our screws, get them started. I'll run them in. All right, got the cover back on. Still no issues, everything's working great. Grab your little bumper, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and press it back in until it's seated. Make sure that's lined up with your hole there. Drop your bushing in. Grab your screw. Go ahead and run it in. Got that screw tightened. You don't want to get it too tight. When you pull this back, you still want it to recoil forward, just like that. Get it too tight, it'll stop just right there, and it won't flop forward. There you guys have it, how to change a brake handle on a Stihl 025 chainsaw. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button, as well as subscribe if you'd like to see future content on this Stihl 025 chainsaw. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.